Yo, what's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. And you know how we do before we get started. Go ahead and do your boy a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to turn your post notification bell on so you'll know when your boy is going live or dropping this heat. A little curled up hair right there. That ain't looking good. But I've been sitting on this video for a minute because I've been meaning to do it, but I've been having so much stuff to do. Just like today, I've been super busy. That's why this video is coming out so late. And my neighbor just cranks up his little noise maker and makes a shit ton of noise outside the house. And he's parked right in front of my house today for some reason. I have no idea. But so if y'all hear all that sound like a lawnmower, that's my neighbor's freaking Toyota Celica that he thinks he's in China or Japan somewhere where they do those little cars that make all that noise. No. But but freaking tuners, man. Just a lot of noise and ain't going nowhere. But I meant to do this last week after the Nebraska game, but with all the other stuff coming out, I just haven't had time. And today I've been real busy. So I'm sorry this video is going out late. But let's get into this cover three hate of Shedeur. And y'all know it's Danny Kanell. He's gonna hate Coach Prime and Shedeur forever because Coach Prime was the last pass Danny Kanell threw in the NFL. Prime picked him off, ended his playoff hopes, ended his career, and it is what it is. So he will forever, for the rest of his life, dislike Coach Prime and Shedeur and Colorado or anything Deion's affiliated with. But it is what it is. Y'all ready to go? Let's get into it. So, as you know, Cover 3 is a CBS affiliate, 247 Sports affiliate, and Danny Kanell is one of Colorado and Coach Prime's biggest haters. So, the other three fellas on the panel are usually pretty back and forth on their opinions. Some weeks they're okay, and some weeks they're not. So that's not hate. Kanell is just continued hate at all times. Don't care what happens. They suck. They're gonna fail. They're not no good. It is what it is. That's just Kanell's thing, and that's gonna be him. So it's to be expected of him. And another thing, before we get started with this, been contemplating on doing my live streams and my podcast daily or weekly, or we just sit up and have a conversation on not just football, basketball, baseball, or whatever y'all want to talk about, or whatever issues or things y'all would like for me to cover. And I might dedicate one day to politics, one day a week to politics on my channel because of the seriousness of everything that's going on. So y'all let me know. I know y'all hate politics. I hate them, but they're real. That's life. And some things people need to know about. And it is what it is. It's too much going on in this world for me to have a platform and not use it. But anyway, let's get into this Danny Kanell hatred. Do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Like this or like this? I think we'll do it like this. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Last sell. I am selling Shedeur Sanders as a top 5 NFL draft pick. I think this year could be a really long year, but even more importantly, NFL teams will dissect everything, right? They overanalyze things. You can have an incredible year, but if you act a fool off the field, they do not like that. You can be different. Look at Caleb Williams. Like, he was different, paints his nails, does all this stuff, didn't prevent him, but he was a pretty good teammate. I never heard him throw his teammates under the bus, never heard him complain. Some of the stuff that's happening, I think, is going to damage his draft stock. For him to go out and talk. Now, did you guys see the thing when he said it was a rookie mistake? And
we already
felt
know
like on the pick
Elliott's
six, was he talking about himself or was he talking about the receiver he was throwing to? Because it felt to me like he was throwing the receiver under the bus, saying there might have been a mistake on the route somehow, and then he was throwing him under the bus. But then even afterwards, when he was talking about Dylan Raiola, and there was some comparison. And I'm
so many times did he get touched, which is basically throwing his offensive line.
Yeah.
And see, this is what happens when people don't understand the context of what's going on. Mind you, this was filmed Tuesday, Wednesday after the Nebraska game. But I wanted to touch on this because of the perception that commentators put out there without giving context, or just because they want to put you in a different light or shine the light on you in such a way to where they present you as a person that's doing something bad. And this feeds into politics also. And this is what they say when they say your voice or the words you say make a difference. You can't just say something and not have other people react to it. And some people might believe it's true and some might not. And just like in this instance, when he was asking about Raiola, the reporter had asked him a question and he answered. But they took it as him throwing his teammates under the bus, his linemen under the bus. He wasn't. He was answering a question. And that's the point. Just because he's mentioned his lineman doesn't mean he's throwing them under the bus. He didn't mention his lineman. He asked them, how many times did Raiola get touched? Because the reporter asked the question. There's a difference. But when you skew it to fit the narrative that you want to present to the person to represent, it fucks up everything else. You try to shine them in a bad light and make the person look bad, and it's not good. But let's go.
You got to eat it. You have to eat it at that point. Say, you know what? He played great. He outplayed me tonight. You don't throw your own offensive lineman under the bus. You don't throw your running game. You don't throw your play calling under the bus. All of it is hurting his draft stock. And I hate that because I do think he's talented enough to be potentially a top 5 pick. But I think when they start dissecting it, and if he's borderline, if it's like, well, I don't know if he has a top.
And for the record, NFL cares nothing about that because true scouts saw the whole thing in context. They got the whole perspective, not just what some people are telling you offline. And I hope that's the way scouts are. Scouts want the whole version, not just the edited online version. They want to see it in the context of which it was presented, not just the way that somebody else's opinion of the situation is. That's the way scouts should be viewing it, not just going online and seeing what everybody else has to say. Well, let's go.
Top tier arm strength, they will talk themselves out of it.
Leaving the sideline with 2 minutes left in the game.
And just FYI, I hope y'all know Bud Elliott is a super hater.
Game doesn't help his case either.
I mean, that could have easily been solved, I think, if Deion would have said they were going to rush the field, we wanted him off. And it's still controversial, but the fact that they didn't.
Why don't they want the rest of the team?
I would have just lied. I would have just said, oh, hey, like he took that big time shot. Like I just wanted to make sure he got checked out and he was okay. The game was over. Just wanted to, like, it's a long flight back. It's hard to travel from Lincoln. We just wanted to get him checked out as soon as we can. Nebraska played.
See what I'm saying? And this is after the press conference. This is after Deion had Coach Prime had his after the game press conference and his Tuesday press conference that he has every week, and already has said that Shedeur went out the game with 2 minutes left with the medical staff to go get checked out And if you're watching, there's other players in front of him also going to get checked out. But yet and still, people like this want to say what they want to say and skew the narrative to whatever direction they want to put it and try to make them seem like a bad player. See, these are the people who try to influence the draft stock. These are the people who try and hoping and saying, well, I hope the people are watching what I'm saying about this person, or I know this recruiter, or I know this freaking scout on this team. Danny Kanell knows people in the NFL. In some instances, his opinion matters. But I hope people see through the bullshit and understand that Kanell is a complete hater. And he wants them to fail. He wants Shedeur to fail. He can say all the things you want to say, that I hope he's doing well, I want him to do good. No, but everything that comes out your mouth says the exact opposite of the bull crap you just said, that I'm hoping he's doing good. I hope he gets drafted high. No, you want him to suck. You want him to fail. That's why you keep putting out all this crap that you already know that's not true.
Extremely well, blah, 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 blah.
Introducing the all-new GMC Acadia. It goes big with 3 rows of pre.
Yep.
I mean,
Mark, how about one last thing on Shedeur? So you say not a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. Do you think he's still a top 3 quarterback?
Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers are clearly 1-2. It'll be interesting to see if anybody else plays them way into that conversation. And I think it largely depends now on how he.
Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers are not 1-2. Shedeur and Cam are 1 and 2. Period. They might not have the most yards. They might not have the best completion percentage in college, but they are the best 2 quarterbacks on the board. Point blank, period, full stop. Just watch the game. Let me see Quentin and Carson Beck make the throws that Shedeur and Cam make. They can't do it. What the throws that Shedeur and Cam make, they are rarities in college football. Because those throws that anybody else throws them, they're picks. They're not picks from those 2.
He plays this season, and if he gets roughed up, I mean, last year he got roughed up.
The whole season?
What's that?
Like, what odds would you need to take that he plays the whole season?
Oh, you mean like if they run out of bowl?
He's shutting it down. Like if they're 2-6, you know,
Business decision.
Yeah, for sure.
See what I'm saying? They're already wishing ill on these folks. They want them to suck. They want them to lose. They want Shedeur to be horrible. They want him to get hurt or whatever. Would he shut it down? No, he's not going to shut it down. Even if they're not having a good season, he's going to finish the season. Why would you think that? Dude, people like this are the reason players get pissed off and do the things they do. And then they wonder when they reach out to certain people to try to get certain interviews or certain press passes and things of that nature, they're not welcome. It's because of crap like this. When we see through you and see you praying, wishing, hoping on a player's downfall, to the point that where you go on your show and say stupid shit like this.
All right. Mark,
I do think Deion will coach the whole season, though.
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. He can't shut it down.
I mean, don't you need resign and just hand the thing over to Warren Sapp? I mean, is that the way that this ends? Colorado
Blue
closing out
Chicken?
the year, playing all those teams.
Shout out to Blue Chicken. He said, what if Travis Hunter? He said he could shut it down. Mike, what if they all shut it down because it's all a business decision? Because I do think they'd probably go together, if they were shutting down for the year. And then you talk about a locker room that would be challenging to keep those guys fighting.
See what I'm saying? Why are we talking about shutting down or having a losing season already when you're just 2 games into the season? It's no big deal. Why are we at that narrative? That Deion would shut the season down. Travis would shut it down. Shedeur would shut it down. What about all? So, in other words, you're just saying they're horrible teammates and they don't give a shit about nobody but themselves. That's what you're saying. What? Why are you putting that narrative out there? Why would you even? Never mind.
Boy, they need a W fast.
Things are
they'll get it this
turning.
weekend.
Yeah.
You think Colorado State gets them this weekend?
No, I think Colorado's going to get Colorado State.
Yeah, Colorado State looks bad.
Right.
That's
They
going to
can
be an
throw it,
exercise.
though.
That's going to be an exercise. The Demons game for the Buffs. They're going to put up a lot of
BFN.
points.
Colorado State is probably worse than North Dakota State.
So from denversports.com, and this was something that that our friend and colleague Richard Johnson was pointing out in the CBS Sports workroom, is that you're starting to see that local beat, which had been very friendly and very promotional, the tide is starting to turn. Maybe it started with, going after the Denver Post, and now they're all starting to come back. But I did not know this because I have not been to a game in person. But according to denversports.com,
Here come another lie that had already been disputed before they done this podcast. But like I said before, people are just putting their own spin on everything and still trying to spin that narrative that Coach Prime is a bad coach. They're bad people. When everybody in that city loves those guys, including the news media. Keeler's a different story. Keeler's is out there by himself. But everybody else has no problem with Coach Prime and the Bucks.
Deion Sanders told the marching band they could not play the fight song after Shedeur scores a touchdown so that the loudspeaker can play a recording of his son's song, Perfect Timing.
You know who else played Shedeur's song "Perfect Timing"? Nebraska in the locker room.
I love Colorado though, man. Like,
you see what I'm saying? Makes no sense, man. Why? Let me get off of this. Let's go full screen. Oh shit, wrong mouse. That's what happens when you're sitting in front of 2 PCs. Why are we spewing this narrative when you already know better? When it's been debunked, when they've already told you the sequence of things that happens, but then you go and say this crap all over again. But like I said, man, people are just out to hurt Coach Prime, Shedeur, Travis. They're out to hurt the team. They want to see them fail. And I've never seen a collective of outside media that wants one team, one coach, and 2 other people to fail more than they want Coach Prime to fail. It's ridiculous. The amount of hate and disdain they have for this team, this coach, because of just who they are, because of the attention they draw to themselves. They call it talking shit or trash talking when they're not talking at all. They're just recording videos and putting them out. Like I said a while ago, other teams, other schools, other coaches, other players have the same opportunity. And a lot of them are doing it. They're just not at the level Colorado is. Oregon puts out content. Alabama puts out content. Michigan puts out content. Ohio State puts out content. They just don't do it to the level of Colorado. It's not their fault. How are you going to blame them for being good at what they do or having a bigger audience than everybody else? Then you can't. And you see the title of that video. Let's go back. The title of that video, Shedeur Sanders will not be a top 5 pick in the 2025 class NFL draft. That's the title of the video. You see the time? That was the last topic of their video. But you use his name as the title. Because why? Because that name right there will get people to click on your video. But you don't like it. But you like what he can do for you. You like what his name does for you. His name draws you clicks. As we're watching this video, they got 6,300 views on this video from 8 days ago. But what I'm saying is, you go back to all their other videos, they're not doing those numbers. They do those numbers every now and then. But, it is what it is. I don't understand it. That's why I didn't even put no music behind this video, because people suck sometimes, man. And it pisses me off to see people doing the things that they do just to hate on another individual. You don't have to hate on someone to get your point across. Just because you don't like what they do, or as a team, you might not like the people that they are. Your job is to report on the football, not on the people. But it is what it is. But we're going to get out of here, man. We're 20 minutes in. I always go too far with these doggone videos. But I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all don't forget to answer them questions. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. How often should we go live and do these things? Should we? I don't know if I want to turn this thing into a complete podcast or not and still do structural videos. I probably will, because I can sit up here and talk for 2-3 hours at a time. But it is what it is, depending on how my day's going. But if we do that, we would have a complete schedule, and I would stick to that schedule, would be adherence of that schedule. And it is what it is. But anyway, man, and we haven't been live in a couple of weeks, so we might do that 2-3 times this week and see what's up. But anyway, we're going to get out of here, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments down in the comment section. Join the member section, man, because most of these videos go up in the member section before they go live, and they probably sit there 5 or 6 hours, sometimes 2-3 days before I even click them up. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. I'm out. Peace.